Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Neighborhood with your hosts, Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho. Together, they are finding out what makes the heart of the Heartland beat. They sit down with people in your community that lead organizations, businesses, and government. You'll learn who they are and what they're involved in and why. They are the people in your neighborhood. It's In the Neighborhood with Stacy Borho and Tim Johnson.
Hello, everybody. My name's Tim Johnson, and this is my friend, okay, I won't call you Mo, Stacy Borho.
Hi, Tim.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you today?
Good. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. I had a great Thanksgiving.
Awesome. Speaking of Three Stooges, we were just talking about Three Stooges, and I'm making sure I've got the right show, but Niagara Falls, slowly he turns, step by step. Okay, that's a Three Stooges reference.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you have to watch that one.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen the Niagara Falls version of Three Stooges, it's kind of a funny bit. Anyways, check that out. We are in the neighborhood, and we were just talking beforehand. The idea of in the neighborhood was we're having friends stop over while they just happen to be in the neighborhood, and
That's right.
we're just talking to them. And today we have the Christian Center. Christian Center's right on War Memorial Drive.
Brandywine Drive.
It's on Brandywine.
Right
you
off.
could see
Yeah.
it. So we're with Chad Bailey and Phil Newton. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Tell us what the Christian Center is.
Wow. We just, Phil and I were talking about 70th anniversary this year.
Wow.
On the way down. And so 70 years that God has worked through the Christian Center. We were down here, downtown, Hamilton and Perry, and then moved up to Knoxville, and then current location since 1962. When they built in 1962, they said, we're too far out of town. So you can see how town has built up. We'll have about 2,000 kids, over 2,000 kids in our youth athletic programs. We've got our bowling lanes. We've got come in and play ping pong or other activities. And basically our goal is to proclaim Christ through quality programs and activities.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know that you guys have been around for so long.
Yeah, 70 years. Yeah.
I remember going there when I was little to watch my brother play.
Okay.
Baseball, softball, or whatever it was. Little league, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's great.
But definitely grew up in that area, so that's so cool to have you guys here.
Well, thank you. Thanks,
Yeah.
Stacy.
So you have a neat bowling alley.
We do.
Do you guys allow open bowling at times on that?
We do. We've got leagues, mainly during the winter, but we do have open bowling on Wednesday nights, Friday nights, Saturdays, and a lot of times during the day. I know the kids are out of school Monday because of the weather, that you can stop in or give us a call and let us know. But open lanes, there's no quote membership or registration fee. We're probably the cheapest in town.
Yeah.
And so it's a great place to bring family and friends out and have a good time.
So you don't have to be a Christian to even come.
Oh no.
Awesome.
No. Yeah.
Awesome. My son, we talked a little bit. Both sons have gone through the camps there. Awesome groups, awesome people that work there. How many kids do you work with in the camps?
Now, the camp is run through the Camp of Champions. And so we partner with them probably 20 plus years. And last year was the first year they didn't have a camp at the Christian Center.
Really?
Yeah. They went over to Fellowship Bible.
Okay.
And they were trying to kind of coordinate with different churches, their locations at churches. And so we'd love to have them back. If you talk to them, we'd love to have them back. But it was a great partnership. So I think you said your sons went to camp, then also worked at camp.
Yep.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have different sports that.
We do.
Okay.
So right now we're in the middle of basketball season. We've got over 500 kids, and we don't have a gym. Is that cool? So we partner with a lot of churches around town. So we're at Peoria Christian School, both the middle school and the high school. We're at Woodland Baptist, North Minster Press, Trinity Lutheran, and also Redeemer Lutheran. So they open their facility to allow us to put on our program.
And that
So
helps.
they all have basketball courts there?
They sure do.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they do.
I did
and
not know that.
very nice basketball courts in each one of the churches or at PCS. So yeah.
And that helps to keep the costs low and give our donors an even better bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Because you're talking millions of dollars to build. We need to build at least a 3-court gymnasium, millions. And so we've partnered with these churches, and it's just been a great, great thing over the years, partnership. And so 500 plus kids playing basketball.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. I thought you guys were just more so the baseball and the bowling.
Yeah. And you said you came out to the Christian Center. Your brother played. And so we had over 600 kids in our our summer program. And so we used 2 Christian Center. We also used Washington Gifted. We used First Federated. We used a number of park district fields. We were using Concordia for probably 40 to 50 years, and then they built the new gymnasium.
Oh,
so that
okay.
kind of took away our Pony League field.
Sure.
And then we're out at Northminster Presbyterian too. They kind of they partner with us to transform their softball field into a capability of playing Pony League out there. Yeah.
Wow.
And so then soccer, we were at 3 locations, and then Bethany Baptist, we partnered with them to build soccer fields out at the new church on Hines Lane. And so we had a fall soccer league, we had a spring soccer league, and last year we had a winter indoor at Louisville Slugger.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so this year we're just doing 2. We're doing, just because the weather in the spring was so bad, and trying to get it finished before we start baseball. And so we're actually going to do March and April once a week for 8 weeks at Louisville Slugger. And then we'll also do the fall soccer. So, yeah.
So much that
It
you guys
is,
are
yeah.
doing.
Yeah. And you know what the neat thing about it is it's a tool to share Christ. So before every game or practice, we have the opportunity to do a Christ-centered gospel message with the kids.
Okay.
And so that is neat. We have a lot of kids that don't go to church. My wife coached, our daughters are grown around the house, but we needed a coach. So I said, hey, honey, can you coach? So she did. And I think 7 out of her 11 kids on the registration form didn't have a church attending. So it's a neat opportunity to share Christ with these kids. And then we also do a scripture memorization program that we try to challenge the kids to memorize Bible verses. So, yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to learn about all the stuff that
Sure.
you guys do, what's your website or somewhere that they could go to learn all
Yeah,
of this
it's
information?
thechristiancenter.cc,
Okay.
as in Christian Center.
That's easy.
We couldn't get org or net or com, so we just went .cc. So thechristiancenter.cc, and you can go on our website. Matter of fact, we're just getting ready for registration next week for our indoor soccer that will start in March and go through April.
Signing up already.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So
Do you guys fill up and have to turn people away?
yes and no.
Okay.
There comes to a certain point in time where we got to say, hey, we got to make teams, we got to order uniforms and that. So we try to accommodate as many kids as possible as far as when registration. So that's why we say get registered early, so then we know how many coaches, how many teams, how like at the basketball courts, how late we need to go. So we do have a waiting list right now, but it's basically because people need to get signed up on time.
Okay.
And then, we have to kind of draw that line and say, hey, this is how many teams and schedules and stuff. So, yeah.
Very cool.
So we are really about volunteerism, and we love to get people plugged into whatever their volunteer vision
Sure.
is, or
Yeah.
help them create that volunteer vision.
Yeah.
And so, what kind of volunteer opportunities do you have?
Wow. We've got a lot.
We sure do.
Well, I'm thinking like yesterday, one of our guys got in our Christian Center van, went out to Sam's. We have a snack shop down by the bowling alley. So
It's
he
a great
went out.
cheeseburger.
Well, seriously. Yeah.
Seriously.
Went out and volunteered and went out to Sam's and picked stuff up for us. We always have mailings we do. So we're always sending out mailings, whether it's registration information or we just send our year-end appeal letters. So that's another way. Coaching. Wow. Billy Graham said that one of the most influential people in America is the coach.
Oh boy.
That they can have impact on a life. This is Billy Graham speaking, as in a season and some people in their lifetime. And so I still keep in contact. I need to call my 11, 12-year-old baseball coach. Think about that. 40 years ago. So, so we've got the athletics you can do. Also, we have, we're always looking for special projects. Maybe somebody's got a skill of plumbing or electrical, or they like to paint. We've got work for you. So
It's a great
yeah.
way to get a church men's group excited about
Yeah.
volunteering.
Yeah.
Because we always have a project or two, whether it's putting in a batting cage or painting something or even tuck pointing, things like that. So we can always use help.
Harvest Bible Chapel usually comes out in May and always does a project. Redeemer Lutheran has done a great project. For some drain tile, they put that in. There's always something to do, whether it's cleaning, whether it's outside. I can't tell you how many Eagle Scout projects we've had.
Wow.
Some of the kids that have played in our programs then come back and want to give back, and they do that through Eagle Scout projects. So I'm thinking the new basketball court that we have, it was kind of on the parking lot, which was dangerous. Now we've got it their own slab. They did that. Both dugouts on both fields were Eagle Scout projects. The extension of the sidewalk was an Eagle Scout project. The new batting cage behind the left field fence was an Eagle Scout project. So Eagle Scouts,
I know, I was going to say, how
give
can
us
I
a
come to my
call.
house?
Give us a call. So yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you have a flyer here in front of us
do.
today.
Do.
Phil, why don't you?
I would love
yeah.
to. We want to provide a great service to the community, and at the same time, we noticed that in our bowling center, which last year had 61,000 games bowled, we think that's a lot.
That's a lot of games.
61,000 in
Yes.
1 year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have some periods of time where we don't have a whole lot of usership, and one of those was Friday nights. And one of our staff members, Brad Valey, who has a real passion for fatherhood and men's ministry, he said, we should see if we can do a free bowling league on Friday nights just to promote fatherhood. And so it's open to fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers, foster fathers, great-grandfathers, big brothers, big sisters type situations where we want to have an opportunity just to promote fatherhood. So it's a simple thing. Just come on out and bowl a couple games with us. And even shoe rental and bowling balls are included. So all you need to do is show
Free.
up. It's free.
Free. That's
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We've specifically designed it for the low-income community, and we're right on the bus line. We've got a nice bus stop out in front of the Christian Center, and we are working with a lot of inner-city churches and social service organizations to get the word out.
Sure.
And so we have a great, as Chad would say, we have a great tool for reaching out to people. And we want to use it in the most effective ways to meet people that really need to hear our message, and also just to enjoy fatherhood and the gift of fatherhood. So Friday nights, actually from 5 to 8 p.m., we are doing Dads and Lads. And I want to take a minute just to say thank you to our very first sponsor for Dads and Lads, Chuck Weaver's Leaders Change Illinois.
That doesn't surprise me. He's all about it.
And I think he's been on the show more than once.
Yes, he has.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Chuck Weaver came forward to help us out with his Leaders Change Illinois, gave a $1,000 grant for this Dads and Lads program. We're thrilled about that. And we're slowly but surely getting the word out. So the flyers part of it, being on with you guys, thank you so much.
Yeah,
as
for
part
sure.
of that.
Yeah.
One of the first times we interviewed him really impacted me towards fathers and the need for fatherhood.
Yeah.
And said that, boy, if we could get fathers just to be fathers, it would change Peoria drastically. And it doesn't surprise us that he be involved in sponsoring this.
And this eliminates a lot of barriers to do for low-income dads to be doing things with their kids.
Right.
First of all, transportation is not an issue because they're right on the bus line.
Yeah.
Cost is not an issue because we're right here and it's free. It's also a wholesome activity. All Christian Center programs are smoke-free, alcohol-free, so no need to worry about any of those type of issues as well.
See, I don't know if I should admit this, but back in the 80s when I had a band, we played at the Christian
Did you?
Center
Okay.
with my mullet and everything.
Awesome! Wow.
Hilarious.
I wish
Yeah.
we had footage, or at least a photo.
I bet we could
Yeah.
find some.
Might be able to find some.
That's
Bob
great.
Springer, the director at the
I think
time?
it was,
Yeah.
yes.
What
Yeah.
a neat man.
Yeah, there was a bunch of bands that came
Yeah.
in and played at the little mini gym that you
Yeah.
guys have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Neat.
That's
I shouldn't
cool.
have said that. I should.
You're in trouble, boy.
Mel's going to get after me now.
So how long have you guys had the Dads and Lads? Is this just starting
Brand
up?
spanking new.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we're so
Yep.
excited. It's a brand new 2018 thing, and
Okay.
even though we're 70 years old this year, we're still trying to break some new ground. Still remain on the cutting edge of ministry and being able to be supportive of the community, and even in new and fresh ways.
Yeah. This is so cool. And I'm happy to take these flyers around too. Absolutely.
great.
'Cause I
Wonderful.
think
Yeah.
this is
I'll get you
Yeah.
an email.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So these are every Friday from 5 to 8, or most every Friday. I suppose there's some holidays that might be affected.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, if all else fails, give us a call. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
for
So
sure.
can the bumper bowls go up for people?
It can. No, it's, that's
No, not for me.
Well, I was going to say,
I'm
yeah,
not a dad or a
that's
lad.
right.
awesome. Well, we've got about 2 minutes left. Are
Sure.
there any other things that you guys want to cover about the Christian Center?
Or stories that you want to share of lives.
A real
impacted.
quick story.
Yay. Love
Just a
stories.
God story of there was a car parked in our parking lot forever. This is many years ago. So we're kind of like, okay, whose car is this? We find out. It's one of our coaches, that's on the registration. So we call him up, hey, Chuck, hey, you got a car out here? And he was trying to teach one of his sons a lesson, some kind of life lesson. So we started talking, and he sold boilers and air conditioning units. Well, the boiler at the Christian Center had been there since 1962. So he said, hey, I had one come back from Iowa. And so we started talking, and hey, I'll give you a great discount. He says, hey, I think I got someone to put it in. So he calls Dale, and Dale says, I'm in. Well, Dale, many years before, when they showed movies, I don't know if you guys were around when they showed movies at the Christian Center on the outside wall.
Oh, wow.
Dale got saved in the parking lot. And so he put the boiler system in for free. The boiler was discounted. And so maybe $10,000 or $12,000 would have been a $30,000, $40,000 project. And because a dad let his son's car sit there because he was trying to teach it some life lessons. So that was just a cool story. And just how God worked through that circumstance to provide us a new boiler. And Bob Springer was having his 60th wedding anniversary. It was coming up, and we had a cold spell. So Dale came in and I think worked most of the night to get the heat back up so Bob the former director, could have his 60th anniversary party there. So yeah,
That's so
pretty cool story.
Yep, seeing God's hand many times over the years.
Yep.
Just another great thing that we have in Peoria, a little diamond in the rough, if
Yeah,
you will.
and that's interesting. We had a business group come in, one of our sponsors come in, and just this week, and we asked the people of who's been here. And there was a lot of people that had not, and these were business people, and so we were able to show them the Christian Center. So yeah.
That's really
Awesome.
cool.
Yep.
Real quick, what is the website that people can find?
Sorry, I'm on sinus medication. thechristiancenter.cc, thechristiancenter.cc, or 685-4218 is our phone number. So,
Great.
yep.
You can find us on WPEO. We're on there Saturday mornings. You can find us on iTheory Broadband Channel 17. You can find us on YouTube, which go to YouTube and find Peoria Life right on there. We're going to be doing something really cool December 17th, so you want to follow us on YouTube especially for that. And we're awesome. We're also, see, I'm not on sinus medication. We're also on Facebook Live, as you might be seeing us today. So make sure you like us there too. Find out a lot of information about who we are. You can find us as Peoria Life on Facebook, and you can find us as In the Neighborhood on Facebook. Thank you so
Stacy,
much.
Tim,
Thanks,
thank you.
guys.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thanks for making time.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Great time. Thanks. Have a good week, everybody.
PeoriaLife.com.